Here are 6 forehand check points you can use to improve your topspin forehand. Number 1, the ready position. You might think that the ready position is not that important, right? It's like, look, the ball's not even coming to you yet. You're just waiting to see where the ball's going to go. But I want you to try something with your ready position, and that is get your elbows out away from you. See, it's not called a starting position or a waiting position. It's called a ready position for a reason. When you turn for a forehand, it's in your best interest to have your elbow out. Keeps the racket on the hitting side of the body, helps you close the racket face. Same thing on the backhand. When your elbows are in, it's very easy to make some simple mistakes that hurt your forehand and backhand. So in your ready position, which means you're ready for both a forehand or backhand, get your elbows out away from you. If you're a two-hander, be like this. If you're a one-hander, you can be like this. But get your elbows out away from you. You can think of it as, if you're a coach, you can ask your students, hey, I should be able to smell your armpits. Come on, get your elbows out. Or just, don't feel like your elbows are in. Get your elbows out. You want everyone around you to be able to smell your armpits. Number 2, take the racket back with both hands. When you turn, you want the racket head to be above your hand. I'm a big fan of having the hand, elbow, and shoulder all the same height. But by taking the racket back with both hands, it makes sure that you don't just become someone who swings with the arm, but you're someone who's going to rotate the body and coil, allowing you to uncoil into the shot. So checkpoint 1, elbows out. Checkpoint 2, turn with both hands on the racket. Since I'm a two-hander, typically I have my hands like this, and then when I turn, I slide it up to the throat. Number 3, when you drop the racket down, which is going to allow you to swing up and put topspin on the ball, you want your racket face closed. Please check video footage of your forehand. Your racket needs to be tilted down. Now, the faster you swing, you'll be able to get the butt cap to point at the ball because your body rotates and there's a little bit of a lag of the racket and the butt cap points at the ball. But you do not want the racket to be straight up and down. You want the racket face closed. I don't see, to be honest, a lot of coaches talking about this on social media and YouTube and Instagram, TikTok. It is one of the leading reasons why players struggle hitting topspin on both the forehand and backhand. Close your racket face prior to hitting the ball. When your racket face is closed, it allows you to get to the ball with a square racket face or even slightly closed at contact, and you get to brush up the back. Think of a closed racket face as if your racket was a mirror, you're reflecting the ground with your mirror. An open racket face means you're reflecting the clouds. When the racket drops down in the back, reflect the ground with the racket as if it's a mirror. That's going to allow you to get to checkpoint 4 correctly, which is the contact. When you strike the ball at contact, you want to be out in front because that's where your arm is going to be swinging up to produce topspin. You also want to make sure that you're not looking at your target, but you're looking at the ball. And I want you to notice my non-hitting hand. It's not down or hugging me. It's up like I'm waving to my opponent. Remember, I took the racket back with both hands for checkpoint number 2. And as the racket drops to close the racket face, I'm going to be moving this non-hitting arm across like I'm waving to the opponent. That makes sure I can rotate back. If you coil, you have to make sure you can uncoil. What you don't want to do is just drop this arm and it can become a counterweight. You end up hugging yourself and you cannot rotate into the shot. So watch the pros. When they strike the ball, they often look like they're waving to their opponent. Checkpoint number 5, the extension. After you hit, go up. If you think of it, topspin is a vertical spin. It is a spin that has a horizontal axis, and it is a spin that goes from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So to do that, think of going up after you hit. Don't go over after you hit. There are variations and some details there that I might be leaving out. But the main idea here is think of the more you swing up, the more the ball spins down. The ball always curves, by the way, the opposite direction you swing. So if you swing up, the ball's going to curve down. That's just the way spin happens. So we want to think of going up after we hit, not to the side after we hit. So we want to go up with the extension. And last is the finish. I want you to catch your racket in your non-hitting hand and kind of hold your finish for a little bit. You see some pros like Dominic Thiem will do that during practice sessions where he'll actually hold the finish for just a split second. I think it's a great tool to make sure that your finish is right, and the way to finish correctly is to have oftentimes everything just before then to be right as well. So let me hit some forehands here. I've got my elbows out and I'm going to hit on the Topspin Pro. You can get a Topspin Pro using my link in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. Oh, I just hit the ceiling. Why? Because I went up. Now, if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, or if you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link in the description and pinned in the first comment, playercourt.com/2minutetennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. Film yourself hitting forehands. Scroll through the footage and look at each checkpoint. Elbows, turn with both hands, close the racket, spin up the back for topspin while you wave, go up after contact, and then hold the finish. You use and incorporate these 6 checkpoints in your forehand, there's no doubt. You're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.